Published, 17:10 Eastern Standard Time, 4 January 2018. Updated, 18:16 Eastern Standard Time, 4 January 2018. Tottenham left it late to rescue a point against West Ham after a frustrating night at Wembley. The visitors set themselves up in the defending half and prevented the Spurs attack from finding any sort of space. The tactic appeared to have worked after Pedro Obiang netted from a wonderful shot, but the scores were levelled as Son Heung-min struck from a similar distance. Here, Sportsmail brings you a roundup of all the things you may have missed from the clash at Wembley. Son Heung-min left it late to rescue a point for Tottenham against a hard-working West Ham. 2 games in as many days may have proved too much for some of Tottenham's fans, with Wembley looking far from full for the visit of West Ham. The upper tiers of the 90,000 capacity stadium were left empty, with pockets of red seats seen in the lower stands as well. The curse of Wembley may well be a distant memory for this Tottenham side, but the club, and evidently its supporters, will be looking forward to moving into their new home. Wembley was looking rather empty as the West Ham fixture failed to draw a capacity crowd. The game initially failed to impress those who did attend, but picked up in the second half. England international Joe Hart is still sidelined by the impressive form of Adrian, but it appears the West Ham number 1 has adopted a new approach to dealing with corners. As the ball was swept, Adrian must have thought he had dealt with the danger by catching the ball. Think of the surprise when he looked up and found he had caught Kekou Kouyate's head instead. Despite this, it was another strong outing for the Spaniard. Adrian mistakes Kekou Kouyate's head for the ball as he attempts to clear from a corner. Mike Dean was back in charge of this Premier League fixture after a controversial afternoon at the Hawthorns on Sunday evening. The referee was centre of attention following the Gunners' 1-1 draw, and boss Arsene Wenger has since been cautioned for the comments he made about Dean's performance. It was a much more quiet affair at Wembley for Dean, who done everyone a favour by bringing a rather tired first half to an early conclusion, albeit by just 2 seconds. Referee Mike Dean, centre, had a quiet game at Wembley after a controversial week. Dean brought a rather boring first half to an early conclusion, albeit by just 2 seconds. The Hammers certainly had a game plan for their trip to Wembley. Their choice of personnel was an early clue. David Moyes' side got numbers behind the ball and stifled any space the Spurs attack tried to find. As a result, the visitors became the first side to fail to record a single first-half attempt in 2 separate Premier League matches this season. The other came back in November during their miserable 4-0 defeat to Everton. Strange for a team with such attacking firepower at their disposal. Of course, that all changed in the second half courtesy of Pedro Obiang. Proves it only takes one shot to get something out of a match. West Ham are the first side to fail to record a single first-half attempt in 2 separate games. It was not the result that Tottenham wanted, but one man proved his growing influence once again. Son Heung-min scored a wonderful goal to level the scores after Spurs were frustrated for a long periods of the match. The forward has now been directly involved in 12 goals in his last 9 games in all competitions at Wembley. He has bagged 7 goals and 5 assists in total, surely becoming a favourite with fantasy league teams up and down the country. Son Heung-min has now been directly involved in 12 goals in his last 9 home matches. The forward, right, scored a wonderful goal from distance to level the scores at Wembley.